Here's another arcade game. This is Red Baron. It's by Atari. Came out in 1981. It's a black and white vector game, and it's actually based on the same hardware as Battlezone, which came out about a year earlier. They look very similar. You're just, instead of driving a tank, you're flying a biplane. And the cabinet is also the same cabinet as Battlezone. In fact, if you looked under the side art of Red Baron, you'll most likely see Battlezone side art underneath it. A lot of them were done that way, if not all of them, I'm not sure. But I assume they came from the factory like that. There's actually a couple different models. There was this upright. There is a sit-down cockpit, which about 500 of those were made, so they're pretty rare. And actually there was maybe a handful of prototypes which came in their own dedicated cabinet, which looks pretty cool. I'd love to have one of those, but I think it's going to be very unlikely. Show you some of the artwork. Here's the marquee with the red and the black and the white. Has kind of like the Red Baron's plane. Iron crosses there. And you're supposed to, like I said, you're supposed to be flying a biplane, so this bezel, at the top of it, you see the top of your wing there, and then you have the struts coming down, and your fuselage there with your two machine guns pointing off into the sunset, I guess, into the darkness. So it has like a first person effect. You're looking out over your plane, which I like. And go down the control panel, and you have your flight stick, and you pull back to climb, push forward to dive, bank left, bank right, of course, and fire button on the top. Start button over here, and scores, and instructions, and Mach gauges. And like Battlezone, there is a step down here that the kids can step on and play the game. Another cool effect was the propeller going across there. I like that. But that's about it for the game, and at least the cabinet. I'll start a game up. Alright, starting up a game here. So the first thing I should mention is that it's not exactly a real flight simulator. You can't crash into the ground, well, at least the flat ground here, no matter how hard you try. You can crash into the hillsides over there, but you can crash into them, but you can also shoot through them. So it's kind of a strange world this fight takes place in. For the first 2,000 or so points, nothing shoots back at you. You're just flying around shooting, getting used to that. And there's two different targets. You have the ground targets, the pillboxes, turrets, and just basic structures. And then you have the air targets, like that biplane and zeppelins that show up. That one there. And sometimes you'll get a zeppelin with the ground target or a zeppelin with a plane. And if that happens, always go for the plane first. Because if a plane gets behind you, it will most likely shoot you down. I've gotten out of it a couple times, don't know how. It's very rare, few and far between. So when the planes first appear, if you shoot them down when they're at their farthest distance, you'll hear a little charge sound, like that, and you'll get 300 points for it. And as they start advancing towards you, the points will start to decrease. Your extra guys at 10,000, I think 20,000. I'm not sure about that. I'll verify that in the notes. And this game has a kind of a built-in memory too. It takes the last 32 games, and it gets their average time, and if it's too high, it will start making the game harder from the beginning. So it's done that way so if it was located in a place with good players, the game would be harder and you'd get more money. Which is unfair for the people that would come up and haven't played before. Whoops. But I guess that's the way it goes. So like I said, this is a vector game, and it's nice sharp graphics. Unfortunately, that's not going to come through in the camera because, well, it's not a vector camera, I guess. There's my gun's overheated there. So hopefully you'll get a chance to play one sometime, and you'll see how nice it looks. There's a blue tint on the screen. Normally it's a black and white vector, but there's a blue overlay on it to give it the sky effect. I'll try to get the extra guy, and then we'll leave it at that. Yep, there's the extra guy. You have the machine guns, lots of little bullets there, firing out at these guys. And they have these big, huge, slow bullets, which are pretty destructive, but I think you got the upper hand. Anyway, that's my shot at recording Red Baron. Hope you enjoyed it. Put my initials in here.